start with the feet on the ground and the hands on the side. And shift a little bit to one side and shift a little bit to the other side. Try not to move your legs too much. We are working on a tiny little distance of between the sitting bones. So if you're doing this, you're doing not what I'm asking, you're doing something else, which is okay, but it's not what I'm leading you to. So you want to shift internally to find the bone and to find the bone. And to find the bone and to find the bone. And see if you can make it small, where you are in the place of inquiry, of like trying to, what does that bone feel like? What happens when I go up over it? What happens to the other? The other one. And when I go to the other side, how does this bone feel? And when I go over it, what happens? Now we're all women, and we all have some kind of trauma if we gave birth. And those sitting bones may not be alike. What are you doing with your feet as you're going from one sitting bone to the next? And what would it look like if you did not allow your knees to move? If you gave yourself a request, I will move less, but I will be true to the inquiry of the space between sitting bone to sitting bone. Is on one side you are grabbing one set of muscles, and on the other side you're grabbing or not grabbing at all. Here we go. Straighten this. Lots of questions, right? And it's a whole area that we don't pay attention to. We sit on it every day. We use it when we eliminate every day, and on and on. And we use that area, and we are like, never mind, as long as it's functioning. So, we don't pay attention. Okay, let's bend things again. And now we're going to swing, and we're going to swing. So now we're going to use a different. And for swinging, what do I need to do? You can put your hands a little bit, so you can send the feedback. So you're using your ribs. Some of you are using the shoulders. Some of you are rocking like on a boat. Okay, so now stop. I'm not making fun of you. There's just the way that we interpret things, just like anything else. It's like, I don't get you, I don't get you. You don't get me. You don't know what I'm doing in my body, so you don't know what to do in your body, and you don't know how to find it in your body. And it's not a judgment. It's like, okay, I didn't say it right. So let's visualize the pelvic area as a little bowl, and it's full with fruit or marble, and we are rolling the marble, and we are rolling the marble. We are rolling the marble, and try to find a place where your feet are actually on the ground, like in standing, because that's the feedback that we get from the ground up on every step that you take on earth. And it goes up into our pelvis, and it goes up into our spine, and up into our head. So use it now in the way that you're thinking as an integration. So we are rocking, we are rocking, we are rocking. So first we went from sitting bone to sitting bone. Now we are going to go on top of the sitting bone and we are rocking the marbles. So when I go to my right, the marbles will kind of glide to the right. And when I go to the left, the marbles will slowly go down. It's like pouring water from a dish. You know how you cook something? It's boiling water, and you get the water out, so whatever you cook, the rice will stay in, and do it slowly. Let the water go without losing any of the food. There you go. So now you feel that one side is coming up, while the other side is rolling over it. You're starting to separate between the two sides of your pelvis. So the pelvis is built from two big bones. Understand obviously, continue doing it. So two big bones on each side. Each side has three bones. The ilium that goes around and around and around and around and around. The ischium, which is underneath here, and the pubis, which is right here. And each side has three parts that are connected to, and we have lots of ligaments and one joint. So it's not too complicated. Complicated enough to give us trouble, but you want separation between the feet. So now when you're rocking and you get whatever you're rolling out of the dish out, the opposite foot will be anchored to the floor to stabilize the hip that's up. So I'm telling you what to feel, which is cheating on the test. There you go. So as you lift the one hip, the opposite foot, or depending on your spine. So the hip is up, the foot, at least for me, will be the one that will anchor me, because it's up in the air. Make sense? Now, see if your spine is starting to lift up as you're rocking and you get to the pinnacles, to the toe. Your spine comes up so you can scout the terrain. So we're creating a little point. But you cannot lose your legs. You cannot take the legs with you. You want to stabilize. You want to stabilize. Now one leg you will find will stabilize a little bit easier and more clearly. There you go. You're getting tired. Go ahead and lie down for it. And bend your knees. Forget the hip. Press your right foot into the floor. Press, 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 press. And allow it to reflect into your hip. And let it go. And press, 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 press the right foot and allow it to reflect into your hip. And let go. So we're pressing the right foot into the floor. It's like pushing on the gas. And allow it to go through the leg all the way up to the hip. See if you can find the relationship. Yes, yes, yes. The hip starts coming up. And then you let it go. Work only with the right foot. Press and allow the hip to come up and then let it go. and press and let go in your own time. Good. And when it's clear on the right, then move to the left leg. And you can slow down at any part of the going up or the going down to get clarity on the path. It's like you're taking a journey all the way from the bottom of your foot up your body. And now start pressing once with the right foot and notice the journey. And is it going only to the hip, or is it climbing up the spine? Is it going all the way to the opposite shoulder blade? And then very slowly and gently put it back down. And then try the left one and see where the journey takes you on that side. Does it create an X from left hip to right shoulder blade? And from right hip to left shoulder blade. Can you get that picture etched in your mind? So then if you wanted to transfer those lines into a page, you could. Is the line clear? Is it a straight diagonal? Does it weave somewhere on the way? And how is one side different than the other one? Are you pressing in the same way on your right foot as you are with the left foot? Which foot is stronger? Which leg transmits more clearly? And let it go, and roll to the side, and come up to sitting, and come up to standing, and take the knowledge that you just felt. Which foot transmitter stronger? Is that the leg that you have easier time standing?
Sun was in my face.
I saw that. I thought I wouldn't like it. Which leg is your, I call it the balance leg, the leg that you can stand on. The leg that if you took your shoes and you flipped them, you will see that the foot that has no weight on it. All have one that's more dominant than the other. As you're shifting your weight from right to left, can you picture the diagonal cross that we did on the floor just a minute ago? Can you feel that? And when you're standing on your right leg, maybe your left arm will be a little bit more forward. And when you shift the weight and you allow the left leg to have the support, can you feel a small rotation and the right arm coming forward? That's the way we are made. I did not invent that structure. I'm just trying to make it simple. And play with it with any tempo that you want. But I would have suggested, instead of trying to oh yeah, I can balance. Don't take it into a balancing contest with yourself. Look for the transmission of the weight with the softness of the ribs. So you have that a little bit of, oh, I'm walking forward. Okay, this is, my leg is walking forward, taking me. My leg is going forward, it's taking me. So start finding the tiny little bit of a, in the spine, that does this to the juice in the spine. I'm making it really simplistic. But I think it's good for us to see the picture, to find the crisscross between right and left. So right now we're doing like the sitting bone, into the opposite shoulder blade. And how much do you allow the ribs to be soft and supple? Beautiful. You're looking like you're really enjoying walking now. When it gets into a rhythm, it gets into a flow. And when you feel good with it, then you can maybe start taking one leg at a time and find the crisscross and start walking with it. See where it takes you. And if you still need to stand and just finding it standing, do the standing. If you want to bend your knees a little bit and get a stronger sense of the sitting bone, taking over that stability, do that. It's your time, it's your exploration. I just paint the way. Allow the arms to flow so the ribs can respond. So when you go to this leg, see if you can a tiny little bit of a twist and find. You can find it, see if it feels good. And I will add another challenge. As you shift your weight to one side, bend the leg, get a little bit of weight into it to see what will it take to lift the other leg. How are you going to meet that challenge with the center of the body towards that? So we're lowering gravity, the center of gravity, by bending the leg. Because sometimes we do have to get down and fix something, right? So think about being in the garden and the lift now. I have lifts now falling down every day. I have to bend down and pick it up. And I have to bend down. So what did I do? I did my leg first. But what if I bend both legs together a bit? How do I organize my body? And do it something that's realistic for you. Somebody's doing a t-shirt, lives in the backyard. This leg was wonderful. This knee went inside, just like a dog. So that's what you're working on.
Which is,
Yeah. So as you go here, so you stay parallel. And you work on the alignment of the knee because yeah, very good. And don't go so big. So you're going to have like a little clipper, you know, the thing that fix it for you. For a while, until the knees heal and get enough lubrication and you can actually do it. Okay, so here, wow, let's just look how many, I mean, just like as many people that we have so many. So what you do is you align the knee with the big toe. You don't align it with the whole foot and the whole. So you see how you're not using your 4 toes at all. You're just going to the big toe. See if you can. Yeah, both of them. We have 5 toes on each foot for a reason. Nobody created things we don't use, that you don't need. Okay, let's let it go for a minute. Let your brain kind of like just stand for a minute. And picture in your mind just doing it. Don't do it, just picture in your mind lowering the center of gravity, aligning the knee over the center of the foot. And then coming back up. But now, we stand again where we are moving from those tuberosity, the issue, those sitting bones that cradle us. And as you are coming to one leg and you let go the other one, come up to all 5 toes. And down, and shift, and slowly to all 5 toes. Some of us will have no use for the little toe, or maybe the last 2 little toes. You may need to have a smaller space between your feet to actually be able to start using the foot. Do you know how cats do muffins? Cats.
yeah.
They do muffins? Do this with your feet on the mat. Try to get really cat quality. So a ballerina will just jump and get on her toes, right? She'll just lift. We're doing muffins. And as we're doing muffins, we're lowering the center of gravity, and the knees are over, but the heel have to find the floor. Connection to the ground. And how soft is the ground? And what is the relationship as you're coming off the ground in one leg and sinking in with the other? And create a story. There is something that goes in between as you transfer. What shape does it take? See if you can go a little bit lower, like sinking into the mat, coming out of the mat. has 4 parts, right? So we have so the ribs have to start participating, and the spine has to start rotating, and the neck has to do something, and the eyes have to do something. What is it that you do? If you had to go home and translate it and explain it to somebody, more than just say, oh, we did muffins. How are you shifting the weight? What is this distance between one center of gravity on the left to the other one on the right? And how clear is the one on the left and how clear is the one on the right? And do you choose to do the muffin with the arms on the bent knee, on the heel up, or on the heel down? Can you do it on the heel down? That's a completely different arrangement. The pelvis is going now in opposite direction to be able to do it that way. So there's no right and wrong, there are possibilities and exploration. I mean, there's things that are more in line with the way that the our body works, that we can create opposition like I'm doing right now. And let it go. Stand for a minute. If you're comfortable, close your eyes and see if you can see your body standing in space. Having the front and having the back. And how much do you sense yourself in the front and how much of you is in the back? Is it 50-50? Is it 60-40? Is it 70-30? Are you all in the front and not in the back? How much of you do you know on the back? And go ahead, either stay with your eyes closed or open, and bend your right knee and feel the left scapula touching a back wall. And bring the right leg back to standing. And bend your left knee and feel your right scapula, the shoulder blades, touching the back wall. And come to the center and bend your right knee and feel the left shoulder blades touching the back wall. And the wall is pretty close to you. You don't have to twist and turn. But I'm suggesting for you to find that X that we did on the floor, now it's standing between the right leg to the left shoulder blade, and between the left leg to the right shoulder blade. And now see your arms really soft and supple, hanging from the shoulders. And when the left shoulder blade goes back, the left arm will go a little bit back. And when the right shoulder blades will go back, the right arm will go a little bit back. So now we're doing muffins in the air. See if you can find the softness. And now start becoming a cat. And start walking back. I guess our person cannot catch you. don't like that. You can appreciate its stubbornness. The fluidity from one leg to the other part. Think about the X in your back. Right hip goes back, left shoulder blades goes back. Left hip goes back, right goes back. And see if you can keep that twist in the waist. It's going to give us a great waistline. But we lose with age. And if you lose it, it's okay, find it again. Right hip is back, left shoulder blade is back. Opposite, 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 opposite. And see if you can transfer the weight from heel to toes. So the feet are transferring the weight like muffins. The transfer from the lower body to the upper body is on a position with an awareness to the back of you. Beautiful. All right. Let's find a way to go down. Beautiful. Good. I mean, I definitely encourage you to do what you're doing and go up and down, but if it's too hard, this is a step up. Okay, we're going to check to see the marbles. How do they roll now? Let's try to open the legs so they're out of the way. What kind of a ball do you have or you give me? Try to lengthen the legs. How many marbles are you rolling one direction, and how much rolling do you have to the other direction? It's not the same, is it? Is it a little bit easier than it was in the beginning of the class? Try not to move the knees and the legs so much. Try to keep it into the rolling of the ball of the hip. And bring the legs together. Put them off to the side. And see how does it feel when you're doing this one. And when you get to the toe, stay there. Lift the spine. Look at the plane. Let your arm go if you can. Let one leg go if you can. And gently roll the marbles. And keep on rolling the marbles. And find the top of the heel. Lift the spine, let go the arms, let go the leg. And slowly roll the marbles. Now this is the strength. This is where power comes from. That's why we're doing all the time. Not just, but you know, if you want like the good of the like top of the like surprise at the end. Ta-da! You know? Okay, so it's like the rolling and getting there and being able to have the strength to roll it. To roll. To find that place. To anchor. So now the spine will anchor me because I don't have the foot on the ground. And now I can get up. Let's try again. Roll, use your arms. Use your arms. And roll, 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 roll. Get to the top of the heel. Get the spine. Get the eyes. Get really strong in here. Not tight, just strong. And see if you can, with the hand or without the hands, find the balance. Yes. And one more time on the side. And rock, 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 rock. Get to the top of the heel. Get the spine so the eyes can see out to the, all the way to the seal of Gilbert bar, and then find balance. It was really weird now what I said. I grew up in Israel, right? So for me to say the Sea of Gibraltar is looking from Israel all the way through the Mediterranean, all the way to the end. For you, it makes nothing. Okay. All right. So just bend your knees a little bit. And close your eyes and just kind of do a quick rehearsal of how we shifted the weight between the two sitting bones in parallel, and then we started rocking in the shape of the pelvis. And then we took it to sitting, to standing. We took it into laying down to find the strength in the foot. We took it into walking. We took it into bending down, lowering the gravity. And then we took it back down into the rocking of the marbles and finding balance. And that's the end. Thank you very much.